Garcia falls down. The telemove again. He scores!
Here comes Kramer now walking in, force the backhand shot. Score! Riley Kramer.
Here come Hamer all by himself. One-on-one shoot. Oh, and a glove save by Alexander Rogers. Up front in the slot. Knudsen scores on the pass from Day. Heller across the blue line. Holds on. Weaves his way through the defense. Backhand scores! Jacob Heller.
Hello, Lancer fans.
This is your Lancer Hockey Weekly Report. This week's report is brought to you by Mills Collision Center, family owned and operated since 1934. This week, the Lancers played 2 games, starting with a Friday matinee against the Edison Chargers. The Lancers were missing some of their top offensive firepower with Riley Kramer, Jacob Heller, and Jacob Nelson all absent from this contest. It was the defense, though, that let the Lancers down early. The Chargers pumped in 5 goals in the opening period. Nolan McElhaney scored the only goal in the first for Oulu, and at the end of one, the Lancers found themselves in unfamiliar territory, trailing by 4 goals. At the start of the second, Austin Alarcon was pulled in favor of Alexander Rogers. The backup tender made some nice stops in the middle frame to help keep the deficit where it was. The offense started to come alive as McElhaney scored his second of the game on a shot through traffic from the point. Later, Chandler DeTola rushed the puck ahead, and then Oscar Augustine finished up his own rebound to draw the Lancers within 2. The momentum didn't carry over to the third period, though, as the Chargers rediscovered their scoring touch. Edison tucked in 4 more scores before all was said and done, putting up a whopping 9 goals. 4 more than the Lancers had surrendered in their previous 5 games combined. McElhaney completed his hat trick with a nice breakaway deep, but it was all for naught as the Chargers dealt the Lancers their first loss of the season by a 9-4 score. The good news is that the Lancers were able to get right back at it the next day when they met the Santa Margarita Eagles for a huge rivalry game at the Honda Center. Kramer, Heller, and Nelson were all back in the lineup for this important tilt, and Heller made an impact right away. Jeremy Mills stole an Eagle clearing attempt and fed Heller right in front. His turnaround wrister beat Eagle goalie Jack Hardwick to give the Lancers a 1-0 lead. Heller tied Kramer for the team lead in goals with his 12th of the season. Later in the frame, Mills and Heller hooked up again and nearly doubled the lead, but Heller's backhander was snatched out of the air by Hardwick. Moving to the second, Tyler Gebauer was sitting alone on Lancer tender AJ Frosch, but AJ made 2 quick kick saves to keep his slate clean. Heller got another chance to increase the lead, this time on a breakaway, but Hardwick was up to the task. Frosch answered back with another breakaway stop, again stifling Gebauer in the net mount. Late in the frame, Nelson flipped a pass into the middle for Matt Knudsen, who ripped a rocket past Hardwick's blocker to give the Lancers a 2-goal cushion. Knudsen's 3rd of the season and undoubtedly his best thus far. The Eagles wouldn't go quietly though as Jake Rosenbaum beat Frosch off the rush before the second period buzzer. And Brandon Kim finished off a backdoor tic-tac-toe on the power play 30 seconds into the third. All of a sudden, we were tied up at 2. Remember when we said the Lancers got some firepower back for this game? Another one of their top guns had a bullet still left in the chamber.
25 to go on the man advantage. Sliding into the middle off Olszewski's skate. Comes up toward the point. Kim holds it in, but he lost it to Nelson. Here goes Jacob Nelson trying to beat Udriz to the net. He does, shoots and scores!
Wow!
Jacob Nelson short-handed, and the Lancers lead it 3-2.
That goal, Jacob Nelson basically steals the puck, and then he beats his man. As he's having his stick lifted at the moment of truth, manages to slip it past Hardwick. And that goal comes at the 9:38 mark to give Orange Lutheran a 3-2 lead.
Jacob Nelson's shorthanded tally, his 8th goal of the year, proved to be the difference as the Lancers defense locked down in the final half of the frame to give Oulu an exciting 3-2 win. It was the Lancers' 11th win of the regular season and their 3rd in 3 tries over the Eagles, all by 1 goal. Now for your 3 stars of the weekend. 3rd star, AJ Frosch, officially credited with 19 saves, though it seemed like he was tested much more often. AJ made those massive breakaway stops in the second and made a few more key stops down the stretch to help preserve the team's 1-goal lead, eventually earning his 4th victory of the season. 2nd star, Jacob Nelson, picked up a goal and assist on Saturday, including the game winner versus the Eagles. His shorthanded breakaway tally was a backbreaker that the Eagles just couldn't recover from. And your 1st star, Nolan McElhaney. The Lancer defenseman and his teammates were under siege on the defensive end on Friday, but he tallied a hat trick from the blue line, which is not at all easy to do. He followed that up with a stout defensive performance on Saturday to help hold the Eagles' powerful offense in check. The Lancers are off this coming weekend, but will be back in action on Saturday, January 17th at 11:15 a.m. They'll take on the JSerra Lions, who have been on fire over the past 2 months. The Lions have won 5 of their last 6 league contests, with the only loss coming at the hand of the Lancers on November 22nd by the small margin of 3-1. Should be a fantastic matchup, and we certainly hope you can join us at the rink's Anaheim Ice to take in all of the action. As always, make sure you get your Lancer hockey gear at lancerhockeygear.com. Keep up on the latest OLU hockey news and notes by following our Facebook and Twitter pages. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on the Lancer Hockey Report. Go Lancers!